This is my wife's little Meriva. It's a 1.8 petrol, and she seems to have lost the gears really. You see that's really loose and floppy. There's nothing there. When you think you move the gears across, reverse is actually third now. There's just so much room and play. So I'm just going to have a look at it now. That's a classic sign of the gear linkage worn or broken. I've had a quick look, it's not broken, so it's just worn out really. So I've purchased this one, which is the new linkage. Cost me 30 quid off eBay, and it's the modified one as well. You can get them for about 15 quid with a plastic arm, which is there, which is a standard plastic arm. I paid 27, I think it was actually, £27 for one with the modified arm. You can get service kits for about 6 to 7 quid, which includes all the plastic bushings and circlips, things like that. But it means stripping this all down and changing the motor, so I've just saved myself some time. I just bought a brand new one, and like I say, I've gone for the one with the modified metal linkage. Okay, this should be possible from the top without getting underneath the car, but we'll soon find out. What I've got to do is basically undo this nut from underneath. It's normally a Allen key just underneath it, it's there. I've got to undo that, remove this top hat off the centre there, that just clips on, and then get the split pin out of here, pull it through, unclip it from underneath and pull it through. That's all I've got to do. But where it is, if we can have a look on the engine, is down there, and you can't really see. You can get into it, but trying to show you what's going on is going to be a nightmare. I've got a torch, but it still doesn't help a lot. The nut is there, if you can just see it there. I've got to get to underneath that nut. Then we've got to get that plastic retaining cap off there, and then if we can see it, you can just about see the other end of the linkage, which is there. I've got to try and remove that split pin, pull it out the top. So what I've got to do is, there's a little spring clip, and I'll show you later when I get it out what you've got to do, but there's a little spring clip underneath that bottom end of that pin, and then you've got to hold that in while pulling the top end of that pin out. So as you can see, access is very tight, but you can get your hands in just about. I can't really video it while I'm doing it because, well, you'll not see anything. By the time I've put my hands in there, you can't see what I'm doing. So that's explaining what I'm going to do. Once I've taken it off, I'll show you the split pin bit. I'm not sure the technical name of it for actually, but when I take it off I'll show you that pin. That's the awkward bit. If you can reach the other bits, it's a nut and a clip. That pin is very fiddly. Simple in theory, very fiddly to get out because you've got to use two hands down there to get to it. Okay, I've taken the old linkage off and replaced it with a new one, which you can just about see down there. I'll shine my torch down there, you might see a bit better. There's the new linkage, which I've just put on. I couldn't really show you me fitting it actually, because by the time I put my arm in, you couldn't see what I was doing, so I've just had to change it. It's fairly straightforward, but all we've got to do now we've fitted the new one, is we've got to set it up so that the gears are all in the correct positions, which is fairly simple, and I'm just going to show you how to do that next. First thing to do to set up your new linkage is make sure that you leave the bolt from the gear lever shaft loose, and then if you wobble the linkage a bit, you can't really see what I'm doing, but if you wobble the linkage a bit while pressing in that spring-loaded button there, that will stay in when it's in the correct position. Once that's in, you need to go into the car. Right, inside the car, just lift the gear gator up, and inside here, I don't know if you can see it, it's a bit difficult with this camera, but there's a hole there, about a 5mm hole, and there's a hole there, and all you have to do is line them up and then drop a screwdriver, a small posi screwdriver or something, down that hole to hold them in position. And then we go back under the bonnet. Right, back under the bonnet. Just make sure that plunger has stayed in and hasn't come out. If it's still in, all you need to do is then tighten that bolt up again, the one that connects to the shaft from the gear lever. Just tighten that up, and that's done. Wiggle the gear lever and that plunger will then pop out, and everything should be fine. Your gears are all in the correct positions, and that's it.